The fundamental differences between an entrepreneur's mindset and a salaried person's. When asked, "Are you an entrepreneur?" most people will answer no because they don't run a business. However, keep in mind that being an entrepreneur does not necessarily mean you own a business, just like being a consultant doesn't require working for a consulting firm. Being an entrepreneur is all about mindset. So, are you an entrepreneur or an employee? Let's find out. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Q. How you doing today? I'm doing fantastic if you were to ask me, and if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about the quintessential distinctions between an entrepreneur and a salaried employee. And we're going to focus on the mindset, on the attitudes, on all the cognitive processes that go on, and that in fine, ultimately, will differentiate an employee from an entrepreneur. Now, number one, employees tend to blame others. Entrepreneurs, they will just correct themselves. What I'm trying to say here is that if you want to reach for the big enchilada, you have a big goal, a big objective to reach, you got to have the courage to accept your faults, right? And the blame game is usually seen with employees, whereas for entrepreneurs, it's all about, okay, I've made this mistake, I'm owning up to it. I'm not suppressing my mistake. I'm not hiding them. I'm not ignoring them. I just need to be able to find what I did wrong in the first place, and then correct it. Now, employees tend to have this habit of blaming, justifying, complaining, always looking for the little detail that is that will work in their favor. And entrepreneurs are known not to have that. They are responsible and they are accountable for all their decisions. 2, employees usually think that money is everything. So when people get hired, they want to negotiate their salary. They're thinking about benefits. They're thinking about, the whole package. Again, here we're talking about financial package. Whereas entrepreneurs, they know that time is everything, not just money, because entrepreneurs think you can use time to produce more money. So employees tend to invest in their future growth by focusing on money. They look for the safe returns only. As I said earlier, they think about a very safe package, the retirement account, and the IRA, the salary, the stability of the company that they're working for, the insurance, that kind of stuff. Whereas employees will shift their focus, for example, from money to time by giving ample time for the growth of the company. So they invest in a company and they know this is a long run. This is a grind. This is not a fast process. This is not a sprint. This is a grind. This is a marathon. So they will stick to it because they know that to generate wealth, you need to pay attention to a lot of things, not just initially, but all along. Number 3, staff members tend to work hard. Entrepreneurs work smartly. There's a big difference here. You have employees who are just working long hours, sometimes trying to show face time at work, showing up at 7 in the morning and leaving at 7 p.m. and trying to show that they're working 12 hours and they're working hard, right? They really grind. They're really working. Entrepreneurs, on the other hand, are trying to find a way to work smarter. There is a principle called the Pareto's principle, where in essence, you are spending 20% of your time to generate 80% of resources and revenues. So entrepreneurs have embraced that Pareto's principle here. They tend to use technology, staff, all the resources that are available to them to generate more money. And so they use the 20% of their time and their resources to generate 80% of the results, thereby working smartly. Number 4, employees, they usually break down after failure, whereas entrepreneurs, they wake up after failure. That's a wake-up call for them. When you have a failure as an entrepreneur, you're thinking, wow, this is a wake-up call. What did I do wrong the first time around? What produced the sort of the type of negative results I have to deal with now? The method here is totally different. So the cognitive process, the methodical process is different. You're thinking, let me fix it. What happened? Let me fix it versus, oh my God, I can't believe this has happened to me. I'm done. I'm toast. This is the kind of stuff you hear from employees. So remember, in life or at work, failure is unavoidable. Those things happen. And entrepreneurs understand it, and they're willing to embrace the failure. Whereas employees tend to shy away from it. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still having a conversation here about the fundamental differences between an entrepreneur mindset and a salaried person's. Let's first say that if you love the clarity and the quality of the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you can be informed in real time whenever we drop a new show. And we do this every single day, rain or shine. And also, comment below. Let us know your experiences when it comes to being an entrepreneur, or are you entrepreneur? Are you a salaried employee? Have you been either or? Have you been both? What are the differences? What are the similarities? Just want to hear your opinion here on this particular topic. And also share this content. We have millions of viewers and listeners out there who would want to know the distinction between entrepreneurs and salaried employee. It's very interesting. All right, number 5. Employees think without starting. Entrepreneurs start without thinking. This is a fundamental difference here, because you have something called the analysis paralysis, and you see this a lot with employees. So they're thinking, and they never start. Right? They just sort of bask in the whole thinking process. They love the cognitive process. They love the fact that they are just using their intellectual, if you will, the intellectual engine, but they never start. Whereas entrepreneurs, they just like, listen, I'm just getting in this. I'm just jumping in the ocean here. I don't care if there are sharks, if there are whales, whatever. I'm just jumping in the ocean. Now, I'm not saying that either approach is better than the other. It's just, I'm just here showing you the differences in mindset, right? The thing here is that entrepreneurs don't waste time by falling in the perfection trap. They don't want to see the whole picture before getting to the nitty gritty. No, they want to start and learn all along. Whereas employees might be more reserved, I would say more reluctant. They might want to see all the analysis done before making a decision. Number 6, employees fall under a particular job category. Entrepreneurs create their own profile. This is a quintessential distinction here. When you are hired, if you're an employee, if you're hired in a company, you are hired based on a job description and based on your resume. So you kind of get stuck in that category, in the job category for a while. Some people even get stuck in the category for their whole life, right? Whereas an entrepreneur is, if you will, to use a cliche, has to be a jack of all trades or a Jane of all trades here. An entrepreneur has to learn a lot of things, and that's pretty good for them because they enjoy autonomy and independence. They love to touch a little bit of here and there and sort of get the whole conversation going on multiple processes within their company. Employees, on the other hand, love to be clustered, love to work on things that are predefined, that are defined, that are repetitive. Some employees, at least, but at least the whole idea here is that the job category is the box in which you have to work if you are an employee. Let's talk about number 7. Now, employees usually will dream about their plans. They'll have visions, they'll have dreams, they will wish, whereas entrepreneurs plan their dreams. That's a key difference here. Salaried people dream their plans, while entrepreneurs plan their dreams. Now, if your goal is to break the 9 to 5 routine, you need to plan your dream. You need to think about, okay, right now I'm working here for this company. In 3 months, I'm resigning. I'm gonna tender my I'm gonna give my resignation letter, and in 3 months, what is the backup plan? What do I want to do? I want to start my own business. I'm going to travel. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a sabbatical, whatever it is. But you got to plan what you're doing every day or every week or every month, whatever works for you. You got to plan that. Now, you don't want to be like some employees who would build castles in the air. No. They just dream rather of having a lavish lifestyle, but they don't have anything to show up for. They're not doing anything concretely to reach that lavish lifestyle. On the other hand, you have entrepreneurs who have a solid plan. They form an impeccable blueprint for shaping their dreams. Number 8, employees aim for the promotion in their company. They want to get a raise. They want to be promoted to the next level. They want to move up in the hierarchy. Entrepreneurs aim for the promotion in their business. Think about it. There's a big difference here. You want to be promoted within your company if you're an employee, and that's a limited space here. But an entrepreneur wants to promote his or her business. The space is bigger, right? An entrepreneur can promote his or her business in the whole world. Actually, there's no limits here. But if you want to be promoted in your company, of course, you are limited to your company, the geographical and professional and industry cluster within which the company operates. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still having a conversation here around the fundamental differences between an entrepreneur's mindset and a salaried person's. Let's first talk about number 9. Employees wait for the right time. Entrepreneurs never wait for the right time. They don't even think about it, right? So some employees they will find different excuses to complete their task. They will keep postponing. Procrastination is a real deal, is a real scourge, if you will. It's a real problem in some parts of America's economic fabric. You have the procrastinators, whereas entrepreneurs, they're just getting things done. They don't care. They just get it done. They just get stuff going. Number 10, employees usually they view holidays as a relief. Entrepreneurs view holidays for strengthening their beliefs. Entrepreneurs will use holidays to learn a new skill, to travel to a networking event, to mingle with new folks, to seek new customers, to always find a way to polish the offer of their company, the products, the services, the customer service, the client experience as a whole. So those are things that ultimately make entrepreneurs actually get ahead. Employees are just thinking, hey, listen, I'm just on holidays. I'm going to chill. I'm not going to sit around and try to read a book and learn a new skill. No, because I know when I'm going back to work, when I go back within 2 weeks, I'll be as busy as hell. So I'm just going to use right now the time I have to lie down on the beach and get my tan on and play a little bit. But so you have that sort of distinction here, using time off as as an interval of time to learn and grow and develop, whereas just use time off as just time off. Number 11, employees are usually insecure about their freedom, whereas entrepreneurs, they free themselves from all their insecurities. Employees usually, you would see this, let's say they have free time, and this sort of harks back to what I said earlier about the vacation. So if an employee has free time, he or she is bored at work, he or she is not getting enough work, he or she might be thinking, oh wow, what's happening here? Maybe they will fire me because so I better start looking for work, because it means that very soon they will give me they will just show me the exit. And that kind of insecurity is just inherent in an employee's mindset. Whereas an entrepreneur, they actually seek, they actually they will favor, they will be keen on getting that sort of freedom, because that allows them, that frees up their time and resources for other stuff, which ultimately will serve to increase the brand of their company, their brand or their company's value or the company's reputation, you name it. Number 12, and this is the last one. Remember that employees are insecure about their freedom. They're also easily frustrated. Whereas for entrepreneurs, frustration is just a temporary thing. Employees will complain, will basically want things to be right, will want their company to take care of them. And if an employee is not getting the satisfaction, and we have done a lot of research about job satisfaction, and if an employee is not satisfied with the job, he or she might be frustrated. And very few employees will stick around for 10, 15 years, 20 years, even if they don't like the job. But most employees would just get out of there. They just look for a new job. Now, entrepreneurs, on the other hand, will basically look at the frustration as a temporary event and try to understand the root cause of that frustration and see how it correlates with other processes going on in the company or other processes going on in their life. So those are, my friends, the 12 fundamental differences between an entrepreneur's mindset and a salaried person's. Let's just quickly recap it here. So I talked about the blame game, the fact that money is everything and for employees, and time is everything for entrepreneurs. The difference between working hard and working smartly. The lessons learned from failure, how employees tend to break down after failure and entrepreneurs will wake up after failure. The fact that you have the analysis paralysis you see a lot with employees, whereas entrepreneurs just start without thinking. You also have the fact that employees are boxed in a particular job category, whereas entrepreneurs are just they define themselves. Employees dream their plans, entrepreneurs, they plan their dreams. You also have the fact that employees, salaried people, tend to think about being promoted in their company, whereas the entrepreneurs want to promote their business. And there is not such a thing as right time for entrepreneurs, whereas it is a prevalent element in employees' mindsets. You have the fact that holidays and free time in general are seen as a relief by the salaried workforce, versus entrepreneurs who look for holidays to strengthen their beliefs and skills. Employees tend to be insecure about their freedom. If they're very free at work, they might be scared something's going on. Whereas entrepreneurs, they actually welcome that. They welcome the reprieve. And with employees, frustration is a permanent thing, while it is temporary with entrepreneurs. All right. Now, you've got all the differences that separate the two categories, and now it's up to you. Are you an entrepreneur or an employee? Comment below. All right. Thank you so much. I will talk to you another time. Until next time, remember, stay marvelous.